Most people never become wealthy because nobody ever explains how money actually works. They are taught how to earn, they are taught how to spend, but they are never taught how wealth quietly grows in the background. Over time, this ignorance compounds just as powerfully as money does. Some people end up financially free, while others spend their lives working harder and harder with nothing to show for it. The difference usually comes down to a few simple rules that were either learned early or never learned at all. Lesson 1. Delayed gratification changes everything. Delayed gratification is the ability to resist small rewards today in exchange for much larger rewards in the future. It is one of the most powerful financial skills a person can develop. Every major financial win, from investing to career growth, depends on it. When you invest, you don't see results right away, but over decades, those small contributions turn into life-changing wealth. The same applies to spending. If you can't afford to buy something twice, it usually means you shouldn't buy it at all. That simple rule protects you from destroying your future for a short-term pleasure. Delayed gratification also applies to career choices. The best long-term decisions often feel uncomfortable in the short term. But when you zoom out 10 or 20 years, you begin to see which choices actually create freedom. People who master delayed gratification eventually find themselves ahead without ever feeling rushed. Lesson 2. Track the 3 numbers that matter. Most people don't struggle with money because they are bad earners. They struggle because they never measure what matters. There are 3 numbers that tell you almost everything about your financial life: your expenses, your savings rate, and your net worth. Expenses show you how much of your income is locked into survival. Savings rate tells you how much of your income is working for your future. Net worth shows you your overall progress. When fixed expenses become too high, it becomes almost impossible to save. When savings stay too low, financial freedom never arrives. Tracking these numbers gives you control. It also creates awareness, which is the first step toward change. Over time, watching your net worth grow builds confidence and discipline. People who track their money do not guess how they are doing. They know, and that knowledge quietly changes every decision they make. Lesson 3. Simplicity beats complexity in investing. Many people believe the best investors are the ones with the most complicated portfolios. In reality, the opposite is often true. Holding too many stocks and ETFs can actually reduce diversification instead of improving it, because many funds overlap. A simple portfolio built around a few well-diversified index funds often outperforms complex strategies. Over long periods, investors who just hold broad market funds frequently beat professional fund managers. The reason is simple. Fees are lower, emotions are reduced, and mistakes are minimized. Investing is not about being clever. It is about being consistent. The more complicated your strategy becomes, the easier it is to make emotional decisions. Simple portfolios are easier to stick with, and sticking with them is what builds wealth. When you let the market do the work over decades, boring becomes extremely powerful. Lesson 4. Avoid financing depreciating assets. Not everything you buy grows in value. Many of the things people love most, cars, electronics, furniture, clothing, and jewelry, lose value the moment you buy them. The worst financial mistake is borrowing money to buy something that is guaranteed to decline in value. When you finance a depreciating asset, you are paying interest while the item becomes less valuable every year. That is money working against you instead of for you. A couch, a phone, or a car might feel good today, but in a few years it will be worth a fraction of what you paid. When you avoid debt for these purchases, you protect your future. Smart people understand the difference between assets that build wealth and items that quietly drain it. That awareness changes how every purchase feels. Lesson 5. Time is more powerful than timing. Many people refuse to invest because they think the market is overpriced. They wait for the perfect moment, hoping to buy when prices fall. But history shows that time in the market is far more important than timing the market. Over any 20-year period, stocks have almost always produced positive real returns, even when bought during expensive periods. Markets rise, fall, crash, and recover, but over long time horizons they tend to grow. People who waited in 2012 because the market looked expensive missed out on one of the strongest bull markets in history. The biggest risk is not investing when prices feel high. It is staying out entirely. When you commit to long-term investing, short-term volatility stops being scary. Time smooths out mistakes and rewards patience. Wealth is not built by predicting markets. It is built by staying invested through them. Lesson 6. Saving comes before investing. When you are starting out, saving is more important than investing. This surprises many people, but it is true. The first $100,000 you build is usually created through discipline, not market returns. That initial money becomes the foundation that later compounds into real wealth. Without savings, investments stay small and fragile. With savings, every dollar works harder. In the early years, most of your balance comes from what you put in, not what the market gives you. But once you build a solid base, compounding begins to take over. That is why saving aggressively at the beginning is so powerful. It creates momentum. People who struggle to save often blame the market, but the real obstacle is not returns. It is not having enough invested to matter yet. Once that hurdle is crossed, everything changes. Lesson 7. Boring investing. Wins, the most successful investors are rarely the most exciting ones. They do not day trade. They do not chase trends. They buy, hold, and wait. This feels boring, but it is incredibly effective. The longer you stay invested, the more compounding works in your favor. Even professional investors struggle to beat simple index funds over long periods. The real secret is endurance. If you can earn average returns for an above-average amount of time, you end up ahead of almost everyone. Boring strategies reduce stress and eliminate emotional mistakes. You are not constantly reacting to headlines or market swings. You simply keep contributing and let time do the work. People who try to outsmart the market usually get exhausted. People who stay boring quietly build wealth while everyone else is distracted. Lesson 8. Stop comparing yourself to others. Personal finance is deeply personal, yet most people measure themselves against others. Social media makes this even worse. You see vacations, cars, houses, and luxury lifestyles, but never the debt behind them. Everyone's situation is different. Income, family responsibilities, goals, and risk tolerance all vary. Comparing yourself to someone else only creates stress and leads to poor financial decisions. When you stop comparing, you stop spending to impress. You start spending with purpose. This also reduces impulse purchases because you are no longer trying to keep up with appearances. Wealth grows fastest when your money follows your own priorities, not someone else's lifestyle. People who build real financial freedom rarely look rich. They look calm. That calm comes from knowing their money is working for their future instead of for social approval. Lesson 9. Never become a 30K millionaire. A 30K millionaire is someone who earns a good income but spends like they are rich. Expensive cars, luxury brands, VIP experiences, and flashy lifestyles often belong to people who are financially fragile. True wealth looks quiet. Studies show that most millionaires live below their means. They save, invest, and avoid lifestyle inflation. The goal is not to look rich, it is to become financially secure. When people use money to signal success, they trap themselves. Every raise disappears into a bigger lifestyle. But when money is used to buy freedom instead of status, it compounds. The wealthiest people often drive ordinary cars and live in ordinary homes because they value independence more than image. The fastest way to stay broke is trying to look wealthy. Lesson 10. Risk is personal. What is risky for one person may be safe for another. A young investor with decades ahead can afford volatility. Someone near retirement cannot. Your income, job security, family responsibilities, and goals all shape what risk makes sense. That is why copying someone else's strategy is dangerous. Financial advice is not one size fits all. You should always filter what you hear through your own situation. It is fine to learn from others, but the final decision must fit your life. Smart investors know themselves. They invest in ways that let them sleep at night. When risk matches your reality, you stick with your plan during hard times. And sticking with your plan is what actually builds wealth. If these lessons helped you see money in a new way, share this video with someone who needs it. Subscribe for more real financial education, and comment below which lesson hit you the hardest. Because the way you think about money today decides the life you live tomorrow.